Good afternoon, everyone. It is me. Well, I shouldn't say good afternoon. Good morning. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for some of you who are watching. It is Leo Brown, the fabulous Leo Brown, and I'm basically doing a year-end review. We're now ticking down to the um, final day of 2017, and I basically want to talk about what 2017 has taught me and continues to teach me even as we go into the new year thus far. So let me start out by saying this year has been, and I'm pretty sure for many, this year has been for me a very topsy-turvy year. It's been a year of revelation. It's been a year of great change. It's been a year of growth. It's been a year of doubt. It's been a year of my walls coming down. Like I've never been vulnerable is not the word I want to use. I've never been so raw, really. Like on a personal level, it's been a really raw year for me. And as some of I'm moving, and I'm moving to a new city. I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm not gonna lie and say that I am not scared. Isn't the word that I'm going to use because I'm not scared. I was in the beginning, but I'm nervous because it'll be a series of firsts. It'll be me living on my own. It'll be me moving to a brand new city with new people. Granted, I know people, but it'll be a whole new adventure, something that I've never partaken before. So I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous. I won't lie. So I cannot wait to move to Houston, and I cannot wait for Houston to welcome me with open arms. And each time I've gone back to that city, I've always felt welcome. I always felt at home. And I feel like for right now, my home is there. St. Louis has been my home for 17 years, and I've had a lot of wonderful things. I do not take this place for granted, even though I am a Southern Belle through and through. I'm originally from Alabama, from Montgomery, but I've been living here since I was thinking 19, 20 years old. So I've been living here since then, and I mean, here I met my best friends. I founded my family of choice. I got my first apartment here. Like a lot of big things happened. My first, I don't want to say relationship, but I would say my first kind of infatuation happened here when I was, in my early 20s and things like that. So a lot of things have happened. A lot of roots have been laying down here. Um, but I feel that I've been here long enough, and I really am ready to grow and expand. And I really want more, dare I say, more diversity, and just more in my world. And I'm ready to really come into my own. So 2017 has really made me see that. It's also made me see that I have a lot of work to do. That I am not perfect by any means. That granted, yes, for those of you who don't know, I shouldn't say I read people. I'm a psychic medium, or what you call a psychic reader. And though I do that for a living, I realize that, I have issues too. I always say even healers need healing. And, because of that, I'm in therapy. Because of that, I am, really learning to check myself. I mean, everything from the way I eat to I'm starting to do that now because I'm actually on like a detox now. I started a detox 2 days ago. And from the way I eat to the things I may say to friends, because I've come to realize I have a lot of work to do when it comes to the way I see myself, the way I project my issues onto other people, and sometimes how I can be very judgmental, and very what's the word I want to say? Like not conservative, but as one friend pointed out to me yesterday, and I'm so grateful for this friend. Um, he was like, I don't think that you're judgmental. I think you're just very traditional. You have a very traditional way of thinking. Everything from the way you view spirituality to the way you view relationships. You view it in a very traditional manner. And, around me, I have great people, but the thing that I've realized is that a lot of my friends are not quote unquote in traditional relationships. They're not in traditional marriages. Some are, some aren't. It's kind of like half and half. And oftentimes I feel very on the outside looking in, not because they're in relationships and I am not, but because some are in open marriages, some are polyamorous, some are swingers, and I'm like, you know, like I have a friend of mine that is very, very in touch with his sexuality, and I'm like, like he's done, group things and parties and stuff, and I'm just like, mm-mm, mm-mm. Like I'll watch that all day, but I realize that when people tell me their experience, I judge it, and I'm like, well, that's just not the work of the Lord. And I've come to realize that it's not my place to judge people because I can't, just like they can't judge my walk, I can't judge theirs because neither one of us can wear the same type of shoes. We have different shoe sizes. Um, and, I've come to the realization like, yes, I am traditional and I should own that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's also nothing wrong with you being non-traditional. There's nothing wrong with that either. Um, So, a lot of growth in that regard. The way I see my body image, the way I see my own sexuality, the way I see sensuality, because I'm not very overtly, um, and this is kind of random, so I'm just, I'm just talking, but just everything. For the longest time, and I still deal with this. I used to think, God, I'm just so fat. Who will want to deal with a man who's short and tubby? You know, because people often say they're like, well, you look bigger. You look build wise, and that's because I'm built like a football player. But I'm learning to embrace that, to embrace my build. Like it's never gonna change. I mean, unless I shave down bone, I'm never gonna be small frames. Um, no matter how much I work out, no matter how much I get on a treadmill, I'm never going to be skinny because skinny it's not my makeup. It's not meant for me. And it's not that I'm meant to be quote unquote fat because no one's, I think, we're all meant to be healthy in our own way. But once again, that's in our own way. So I'm learning that, to embrace all of that. Scars and all, and be like, you know what, it is what it is. I like my curves and swerves and stuff. And it's a daily process. It's not just this, well, I embrace it and that's it. It's a daily process, at least for me. It's continuous. It never goes away. And even the prettiest people or whom that we deem to be pretty have that same issue. I have a friend of mine that he's like that. He's beautiful, but he doesn't see his beauty at all. And I'm like, you tripping. But a lot of my friends, a lot of my counterparts don't see what they bring to the table at all, which I find kind of sad. And then when it comes to, things like the one thing I'm realizing is that I'm a feeler. I'm an emotional person. I go with my gut. I go with my emotions. If it doesn't move me or it doesn't reduce me to rubble, I won't do it. You know what I mean? And that's with anything. Um, or if I don't feel good about it, if something in my instincts is like, nope, then I won't, I refuse to do it. Just things like that that I never really thought of. I realized that. And for a long time, I have been ignoring my emotions because I always felt that being emotional or coming from an emotional place was weak. That it was just not, it's like, well, that's a weakness. And I realize now it's like, really and truly, that's not a weakness. That's actually that's actually a strength. But, for the longest time, I've been ignoring that. And now I'm slowly starting to embrace that, and get more honest with me, and not so superficial. And it's hard, I'm not gonna lie, because, we all have selective seeing, hearing, thinking, or doing. Everybody does. But I'm learning that it's okay, to just be. And also, you can't put everything in a box, because I'm very much one of those people, I compartmentalize. Things go here, here, and here. But I'm learning like you can't compartmentalize everything. Some things just are. And even with, excuse me, even with people, so there's not one video where I don't burp, I swear. Anyway, but even with people, you can't compartmentalize people. You have to accept them for who they are, where they are, and even the why they are the way they are. You know what I mean? You can't, the only person you can truly change is yourself. You can't change anybody else. And you don't have to necessarily agree with the person may do or the things they may say, but it's not your right to condemn them for what they're doing or what they're saying or what they believe, because that's not fair, not only to them, but that's not fair to you. Because when you start to open it to them, they may take it and just do nothing with it. So that's what 2017 has taught me, so far. It's taught me those lessons. And that it's okay, that, you never stop learning, you never stop growing. There's never a stop. There's kind of a slowdown, but there's never a stop. And another thing that it's teaching me as we're nearing towards the end of it is that how important it is to get back into your spiritual growth, your spirituality. I now notice I'm getting back more into prayer. I'm sleeping more, or better. I'm sleeping at a better time because for a while and I'll just be very frank, I struggle with winter depression, like really bad. And during that, when winter depression hits me, the only thing I want to do is sleep. I just want to sleep. I want to eat, and I want to eat, and then I want to sleep again. Like I literally become a bear. I hibernate, and I then in turn go into myself and become very down. Like I become like, oh, well, you're never gonna make it. You're not worth it. Who would want to be with you? It's never gonna happen. I become very angry. I become very moody, and just recently, I started to slowly come out of that. Like, out of that way of thinking, out of that way of being. So now I'm trying to get up earlier, go to bed at a decent time, put myself on a schedule, eat better. I just started trying this today. Actually, I just started this vegan protein protein powder that I absolutely love. I got it from Amazon. It's so good. Um, and just trying to eat, trying to not just eat better, but just be better, be the best person I can be. For me, not for anyone else, but for myself. And something in me has just been like, you need to go on a fast, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm like, But I said, you know what? I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to listen this time. And I'm very grateful because I'm feeling really good. Like, even though it's been only a few days, but I feel so good. I sleep better, and I don't have the clutter in my head like I normally would. I'm able to be more open, with myself and everything. And so it's been thus far. Granted, this year started out with a bang. The end of it has actually been good. It's been a good lesson. It's funny because um, this year I ended up getting if anybody knows anything about tarot, I ended up getting the Tower card for my yearly divination because my best friend, he does divination every year, every winter solstice. And so for this year, I drew the Tower card, and I was like, oh crap. I was panicking. So this whole year has just been a year of chaos. But out of that, it's been wonderful because it's showing me like, look, you can do this. You can be the person you've always wanted to be. It's always been there, but you didn't see it because you were encasing your own tower. And really, if you look at, the Tower card from a metaphorical point of view, it really is about your own hell, the hell that you create, the things that you um, take for granted. The people, the places, the familiar, everything that's familiar just goes, everything's script, everything just falls down. And no, that's not always easy to deal with and not always fun, but in the end, it's a wonderful thing because it makes you realize, like, wait a minute, number one, I don't need this, but number two, I need to see, what's underneath all the skin. Like, what am I hiding? What am I running from? you know. So for me, it's been that. That's been the theme this year for me. So it's been a transformative year, and I think it's been that way for a lot of people. I'm pretty sure I'm not alone. But I've been on this thing for 15 minutes, so I'm gonna stop talking. So I want to know, how has your year been? How has it been for you? So leave me your comments below. Let's have a discussion. Let's have a dialogue. And until then, it is me, the fabulous Leo Brown, and I will talk to you soon. Okay?